Welcome back, dear listeners, to a thrilling journey through the heart of our epic saga. As we prepare to dive into the uncharted waters of our next adventure, it's time to take a step back and revisit the incredible story that has unfolded in the first 10 episodes. From the earliest moments where our heroes first cross paths, to the bone-chilling entrance of the portal, to our Halloween special. Every twist, every challenge, every secret revealed has brought us to this point. Join us as we recap the unforgettable moments, the friendships forged, and the mysteries unveiled in this unforgettable tale. Whether you're a seasoned traveler in our world or a newcomer, this recap is the perfect opportunity to refresh your memory and embark on the next leg of this extraordinary journey. So gather round and prepare to relive the magic, the suspense, and the camaraderie that define our epic storytelling adventure, as narrated by Ragbeer, the goblin cleric that first set our adventures off on the path to find answers for the Jewel of Three Prayers. In Jigao right now with a sending stone magically enhanced with a recording function. Take it away, Ragbeer.
Alright, is it on? Is the setting still recording? Alright, cool, I'm ready, alright. Greetings, listeners and adventurers. My name is Ragbeer, High Priest of Avandra, Goblin War Cleric, and your guide on the first 10 adventures of our newest story. Strap in, it's a good one. Our adventure begins in Jigao, a port city in the north of Jorhas, located in Wildenmount, the eastern continent of Exandria. Jigao is run by goblins, like me, and drow with orcs and bugbears normally seen throughout the city. We first meet Ari and Ortega. Ari's a tiefling gunslinger, and Ortega a hobgoblin, adorned with bone thorn-like veins protruding from his skin. We meet a dark-clothed female with a face mask and long black hair named Lady Tatiana, and Captain Talus, a duster-wearing mauve-skinned elf with similar bone-vein crown hidden beneath brown hair. Also, a large Aeomaton with letters on their armor plating, known in common as TOA5T, or more commonly, Toast. The party meets, having all been given an invitation to attend the Festival of Avandra, signed by a mysterious letter R. In case you haven't figured it out, that's me. The festival is loaded with lots of activities, and various other groups are seen wandering about. One group consisting of a bunch of unique travelers with a similar invitation. And they stand out. A blue half-orc, a large ogre, a mysterious hooded drow, a shaggy-looking human, and an armor-clad goblin. The party seems to only be interested in the arm wrestling competition, and Ortega volunteers to fight with the large ogre, who we find is actually a gentle giant of a soul named Maggie. After betting is placed, Ortega rages due to the party making him feel mad at his request. He wins the first round against Maggie, then the second not long after. Ortega, in his rage, breaks the table, making the champion, a female orc, really upset and demands payment. Toast repairs the table using his tools. Ortega challenges the champion orc. After the table is destroyed again, and the dust clears, Ortega is crowned the new champion, given gold and a medal of strength. The party, now having enjoyed their time, head to the temple for the final activity, one only granted to champions of the festival. They meet their host, and the current leader of Jigao, an extraordinarily long-lived and aged goblin, handsome too, I might add, named Ragbeer, who knows Lady Tatiana personally. They're given a challenge to visit the Emerald Grotto and locate a necklace, laying at the end of a water-filled cave deep in the grotto's open waters. I take them aboard my personal ship, the Wind's Fury, and give them each potions of water breathing, so they can breathe. Aboard the deck of the Wind's Fury, there's another group, the exact same party they noticed at the festival. The passengers aboard all split into their teams, and the race begins. Our party gets the upper hand in a surprise magical evacuation to the water, though their own party splits as Toast sinks immediately down, being, of course, a large automaton made of steel, not great at swimming. Ari and Talus follow Toast, while Ortega and Tatiana make haste to slow the other team down in their tracks. Ortega, Ari, and Talus all drink their potions. Toast, of course, being an automaton, doesn't need to run. And strangely, neither does Lady Tatiana. Something only Ortega notices. Upon meeting back inside the tiny cavern entrance, the teams split up again and start their own journey through the narrow tunnels and dark underwater caves. On their journey, Ortega spooks a giant octopus and combat begins. The party makes quick work of the large, what's the word for it? Is pseudopod? Eight-legged pod? I don't really know. It's a giant octopus and they killed it. It was pretty cool. The party spies on the rival team using Ortega's effective yet weirdly creepy Bone Rose ability. Making haste, the teams both race to the finish, with the rivals making their way to that finish line first. There they find a final challenge. A blood-frenzied shark with a necklace tied around its neck. During their combat, the necklace is freed and Ari grabs it. Almost out of breath, both parties race towards a crack they see in the wall. Finding a secret cave, the teams find an open, breathable beach area with a pedestal glowing in the center of the skylit cave, with no other exits. Ortega and the drow from the other group race to the pedestal, grabbing a glowing necklace. Then, a vision is had, shared by all except the few that have struggled with air. Alexian calls to them in the vision, and after the vision, Ortega and the drow fall, unconscious. Feeling safe, the remaining teams awake and put aside their differences to help their injured friends. Sharing a fire and berries, the team make proper introductions. The half-orc named Io, the goblin, Dermot, the human, Irvin, and the drow named Galsurad. The teams then work together to escape and return to Ragbeer, me, who also had a vision about the necklace. They all return to Jigao, where the teams discuss the next course of action after being declared honorary champions of Avondra. I tell them Bazazan is the best place to go to get answers to their vision and the necklace. The jewel of 3 prayers. An actual vestige of divergence. The other team, having shown no reason for distrust, asks to join the party. And the party agrees. They all decide to set sail on Talus's magical ship in a bottle called the Harpy. I ask to be kept in the loop and offers a sending stone to Ortega, who proceeds to give it immediately to Lady Tatiana. The group soon finds a shipwreck on their voyage, and gets a few gold despite a few scares and Io managing to snag a magical ring with water-breathing potential. A few more days later, they're found by a traveling merchant vessel loaded with lots of unseen security measures. The captain on the ship tries to blackmail Captain Talus into paying him off for his secrecy in her piracy. Ortega and Toast attempt to jump across to the other ship, but are soon met with one of the ship's main defenses, a large, ship-encompassing sized wall of force, leading to a decently hilarious splat and fall. After Lady Tatiana figures out who the merchant captain has sailed for, she sends a message to me, and some moments later, the merchant captain receives a message of his own, very quickly apologizes, and speeds off in shameful haste. At that point, Dermot admits that he's my nephew. Dermot, you silly sausage. doesn't even have that connection with Tatiana, and wonders exactly who she is to know me so well. The ship sails on, and again another ship, much larger than the first, starts to show its sails. From behind, chasing the Harpy, and the captain, known as the Pirate Lord Cruz, demands that the group relinquish the Harpy and return the ship to complete his collection of ships in a bottle. Vitalis had stolen the ship from him during her time sailing under his leadership. Quickly, in the midst of action, Io admitted that she knew a way out with the help of Gelserad, and they helped Talis as she distracted Captain Cruz, giving the party enough time to swiftly sail on moments after Ari shot a magic compass right out of the Pirate Lord's hand. Talis is then met with an old friend, a shadowy figure that thanks Talis for not revealing her secrets. God, I hate her so much. Not Talis, the other one. You'll find out. It's a thing. Io admits to having been a seafarer in her youth and shares a special connection with Captain Talis. The teams make shore and head towards Bazazan in the Barbed Fields. In the Barbed Fields, Toast accidentally stuns the party after opening the mouth of a large flying beast that was found dead on the side of the road. Careful, Toast. It's a great way to die. The party enters a secluded grove and meets a traveling group of goblins on the back of a giant tortoise, an ancient beast capable of holding entire shelters on its shell. Ortega makes good graces with the hosts and shares a moment of hobgoblin tea. The second round of tea is brought forward, and the party soon falls under a spell. After awakening, the group finds a missing Ari. The goblins, the other team, and most importantly, the vestige of divergence, all gone. Talis, however, finds a special note from Io. The remaining 4 members of the party run and take points of exhaustion just to catch up, fighting a large winged beast and enjoying a meal from a freshly slain ape-like siege monster. Tatiana finds herself the primary target and is met with an untimely demise as the demonic bird explodes into a caustic pool of acid and poison. Suddenly, a portal opens, and an elderly half-orc rushes to Tatiana's aid, carrying her back through the portal as Toast chases after. Talis and Ortega are now alone, exhausted. They head forward, finding a dagger from Irvin's family and unsure of what to do next. They find themselves lucky enough to fish and bathe in a tiny desert oasis with a creek that seems to come from some distant mountain. Soon, Talis finds an unconscious, sun-beaten Ari laying on the ground. They take a moment to rest and regain their strength. As they rest with Ortega and Ari asleep, Talis sees her mysterious friend once again. It requests that Talis must find and wear the Jewel of 3 Prayers, or else she may have to face some consequences. And she reveals Talis's true physical form for a moment. The now 3 members head toward Bazazan, meeting Irvin's brother outside the city walls, looking for his sister's group. Ortega gives him the bad news that she is dead, though never bothers to give back his family's dagger. Once inside the city, the group had to help the Aurora Watch in dispatching a gibbering mouther, a demonic entity of flesh and dews with eyes and mouths encompassing its entire body. Ari started to hear and see echoes of the past, and a voice calling to him. The team met the leader of Bazazan, Taskan Velen, a female drow paladin with many questions, but few answers. Moving forward, the team disguise themselves as others and head towards the town inn, the Ready Room, meeting up with the half-orc and her daughter, Tatiana. alive and well. The group shares a moment, and Tatiana gives Ari a lute made specially by Toast, who seems to have stayed behind in Blade Garden, where Tatiana and her mother, Fenga, are from. Ari, haunted, hears and sees the voice and echoes again, and is called to meet the voice in a time-lost temple located at the base of the Betrayer's Rise, a large structure built during the ancient calamity. That voice leads Ari to a statue of a drow champion of Lulth named Utvara Pak. And the team finds Dermot arguing with a pale-skinned elf named Parrish. Dermot, fearing for his life, explains the situation with the poisoned tea and the potential location of the stolen vestige of Divergence. Ari asks about the statue. Parrish, Dermot, and Tatiana all knew a thing or two about Utvara Pak. Ari attempts to commune with the statue further as the rest of the team head back to the ready room, with Parrish and Dermot tagging along. Ari, alone, finds out a little about his father, who's always remained a mystery to him. But the voice fades, and the statue starts to turn similar to him in physical features. He heads back. The party spends a night at the ready room, and during the night, Io, while invisible, visits a resting Talus in her room, kisses her forehead, and gives her the Jewel of 3 Prayers, and they share a moment of quiet conversation. Io leaves early in the morning with a secret note from Talus, hidden in her hand. Tatiana saw and heard everything, but keeps it a secret for now. During the early morning, the group closed the bar to play a game of Never Have I Ever, and a lot of questions were raised. Dermot and Parrish shared a moment about me. Dermot gave his holy symbol up, a Luxon pendant that was given to him by myself long ago. He hands it to Parrish as a sign of gratitude and thanks him for helping him. Parrish then joins the party while he awaits Tatiana's message to me. The team heads to the infirmary and learn that Io had left good berries early in the morning. The team learned a few names to help with the search for the others. Archaeologists last known to be hanging out around the crematorium in the city. On the way to the crematorium, a Githyanki fell from a portal in the sky. It looks as if it was ripped and torn into the very fabric of existence. Not like any other portal anyone in the party had ever seen before. With no time to waste, the Githyanki Varric used a crudely crafted device to rip open the portal once again, destroying the device in the process, and sucking the party in. Like I said, hell of a tale so far. Ready for what's next?
And there you have it, the recap of the last 10 episodes. Thank you to Ragbeer for your exceptional narration. Your contribution has enriched our adventures, and we're looking forward to your return for another recap soon. As we prepare for the next episode, the Halloween special, remember that your presence enriches our story in ways that we could not have imagined. I have been your host and Dungeon Master Kyle. Thank you again for listening, and until next time, may the winds of destiny guide you on your own epic journey.